Luke, it was a tough game tonight. You probably thought you'd won it in the end, but they certainly had some chances too, so maybe a point was a fair result from an Auckland FC perspective.
Yes and no. Like obviously they were a threat from their set pieces and long throws, which we knew. For us, obviously a bit of a challenging as a coach, having to change so many defenders for different reasons, and two of our big centre backs not there to help out defend that stuff at the end because we defended it reasonably well for most of the game, though. That's where they were a threat. Yeah, I didn't feel they had too many chances from open play. It was all long throws and set pieces, and they probably could have had one or two earlier on. It's one of those strange feelings, and on balance you probably go they maybe deserve something from one of those set pieces, but when you're 1-0 up and time is up, it feels like a couple of points dropped.
What about your perspective, James? How did you feel the match was going and out in the middle there?
Yeah, look, I mean, it was tough in the middle because the game was probably sort of going over and around for the most part. But yeah, when you're winning in the 95th minute and you think you've got it done, but we've got to take it as a good lesson that the game's not over until the final whistle blows, and we'll have to remember that for games in the future because it's a pretty tough lesson to learn.
Look, at the beginning of the competition, they all say Auckland, South Melbourne is the hot favorite. Now we are in the middle of the competition. What's your opinion? Still is the favorite?
Look, it's hard to say. I haven't really thought too much about that. We expected at the beginning of the competition that Hellas would be up there and challenging every competition they go in. They try to win, but we've had difficult moments in every game. We're sitting top at the moment, but we've had to work hard every game to get the results, and I don't see that changing. And everywhere we go, the conditions are so different. So it's a great challenge. I'm enjoying it so far.
Another one, because I know you have a long experience for NSL and after a league, and we see players for islands who don't know what you reckon. They have a talent like Haiti or Vanuatu or Fiji. What you?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of talent throughout the islands. Typically we see that from an individual perspective, and competitions like this are so good. It'll help bring the level up. Their understanding of the game tactically continues to improve. The foreign players that they've brought in have helped all of the teams, so they'll learn from that as well. So I think there's always been talent in the islands. It's nurturing that. And
James, obviously not the first time you played against South Melbourne. How did the team shape up, you felt, today compared to your previous experience with Marconi? At this very ground, actually.
Yeah, look, I mean, it was the last time we played here. Obviously, it wasn't great memories, losing 2-0 in the Australia Cup final, but I felt like today we were, a lot more structured, and we had a, really solid game plan going into it, and, we worked really hard. We knew what they were sort of going to do, and, playing in that final, they're strong at set pieces and they've got some individual quality. So, yeah, it was just about trying to, deal with those things better and be more aggressive and try and get a result, which we had until the last minute.
And Luke, I guess your evolution as a coach, I mean, it's been you've been involved in Auckland for a few seasons now. You previously coached at an NPL level as well, and obviously holding positions in Football Australia as well. How do you describe your evolution, I guess, tactically, and the way that you like to go about things as a coach, I suppose?
Yeah, I've been really fortunate, through my playing career. I had all of the top coaches throughout the National League. Fortunate enough to play through all of the national teams. So, I learned so much as a youngster from your Eddie Thompsons and your Frank Arrocks and Bertie Marianis and all that way back in the day. And then working with the national teams now, working with Ange Postecoglou in particular, amongst loads of others. I'm always learning, and I've been really lucky to be around people like that I can learn from. And then, of course, the team that we have at Auckland FC, and I mean every day with the A-League with Steve and Danny Hay. You can tell by my hair I'm no spring chicken, but I feel like I'm continuing to learn, continuing to evolve every day, and I'm in a great environment to do that and loving every minute of it.
Just a quick look ahead, because it doesn't stop. In 3 days' time you play the rematch with South Island United, the derby, Luke. Looking forward to that. I know they're probably stinging a little bit from the first match that you played at Eden Park, but both sides obviously had a few matches since then. So
Yeah.
How do you prepare for that one?
No, we don't change it. There's not much time to prepare. Obviously, it's all recovery tomorrow, and then we'll analyse their performance today and how we want to go about the game on Tuesday. Obviously, they rested. It looked like they rotated their players quite a bit today in preparation for us, and we're maybe a little bit the opposite. We've got a few walking wounded, so we'll see how those players pull up and who's ready to go, and we'll make some changes as well. We've used the whole squad all the time. It'll be no different, but yeah, great challenge. Looking forward to it. We know they'll be up for it.
Just finding Michael Den Hire, your captain, came off at half time today, so he's got a knock, an injury of some sort?
Yeah, no, he felt his hamstring tighten up, so we don't know the extent of it. So he's had a little bit of an issue there, which is why he didn't play at the back end of Papua New Guinea series. So again, we'll see how he pulls up.